I'm very excited for these games coming up because this is the peak of what APAC-EAST has to offer.
Oh yeah, I mean, just going back throughout the names of the teams that we actually get to see earlier, right? We have East, we have Rated PG, we got Talon, who just got eliminated, AE, who to Omo Dragon Lee, who V Family as well, and God of Warriors, God of Warriors as well, a very prominent team. Quite unfortunately, actually got dropped earlier today on the lower quarterfinal.
Yeah, I mean,
but,
Orangutan just dropping these names, right? So Orangutan take down God of Warriors. Now they take down Talon, and now they're looking to take down Old Guys as well. And starting off the draft already, we have Zoroark banned, so they don't want Xingdi on that. I mean, he performed perfectly in the previous game, but he's gonna grab the Glaceon.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like
Lapras open though.
That's the thing with Xingdi. As much as we want to see Xingdi play the Greninja once again,
it's not happening.
It's not happening. I know. That's what I'm saying. Right? Like the thing is with Xingdi is that they play most, if not all, of the carry sort of like Pokemon in the game. So that's why if you delete, even if you ban out the Zoroark, it still has something up their sleeves. And this time around, it is going to be the Glaceon, which has been proving quite well for Xingdi since earlier.
Yeah, RBX gonna pick up that Snorlax. Had some pretty brilliant moments of it when he did give it a whirl. And Z-Ray back on that Chandelier. So now feeling the strength of that Pokemon, Ice on the Wiggly. So they very clearly have what their favorites are for this tournament. Old Guys and Orangutan, they're just immediately doubling back to what they feel the most comfortable on. Now Lance, the most prominent that we've seen from him is when he was on that Lapras. Just Old Guys, I don't know if you remember at this point, but JJ, the first bout that we were casting, Old Guys were just lining up things with the triple trample perfectly. So this is definitely very terrifying, and Z-Ray needs
as well that we have to take note of, right? Like Old Guys essentially took away with them the Pokemon that is the sort of like counter against that of Dodrio, right? We have the Lapras, we have the Hoopa, the biggest countermeasure against the Dodrio, and of course we do have as well the Snorlax. I guess the only thing that Orangutan has here against St. One's Dodrio would have to be Ikura. Well, actually, it would have to be Ikura, unless otherwise, of course, BKZ would be able to like really stop down, Dodrio, Sinquon's Dodrio here.
Yeah, I mean, BKZ did play that Wicked Blow Urshifu, and oh man, if that Dodrio peeks out the wrong side and gets just a uppercut right to the dome, it doesn't matter how many hits you have, you're gonna get a concussion, my friend. Like, you aren't getting out of that one. We've seen how much damage that move can do. It's ridiculous. Dodrio not the tankiest. So yeah, that's definitely something to keep an eye out for. And Hoopa doesn't give you sustain in the traditional way also. It's not like you get shields, it's not like you get heals. It's just you need to wait for that hyperspace hold to port you out of there. Not really something the Dojo might have the luxury of.
Right, so this is something I have to take note of as well. I forgot to mention that at the very least, like, like Orangutan does have Chandelier, which could still be, a bit of like a counter against that of the Dodrio. But the question here is, would Old Guys be able to make use of their, composition, would be able to make use of their strategy since earlier against Orangutan, or would Orangutan be able to stop them from doing so? Let's have a champion time.
He said the line. JJ said the line. This is how you know you're in Asia Pacific and you're watching a Pokemon Unite Grand Final. So when JJ says the line, you know it's action time.
It's not grand finals yet, but like
it's almost there. I mean, but we're also having a champion time right now. I don't know about you. My time is pretty up there on the leaderboard, I must say. Lands a lot of pressure coming out of the water. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, but okay. So Lapras, definitely one of the highly priced Pokemon just because of the early threat that it can, put out. Ice. Try attack. The jump through. They want to get that Chansey, and they managed to do so. Nice little acrobatics there from Sing to eject button over the little pillar there and get that KO. So, I mean, you can already see Old Guys, they have a bit of an emphasis on the early stage of the game, right? They have the Lapras, they have the Snorlax, they want to run away with it with the Dojo as well.
Yeah, and I mean, that is something that they really need to do so as well. Going against Orangutan, especially that Orangutan is one of the teams that we do know for a fact that once they get going, they get going.
Absolutely.
And you don't want that. And once they start up the machine, the motor running,
yeah,
man, there's nothing stopping that. That's why all guys, as much as they can, they need to be able to get in that early lead and maintain that up until the late game. But even if Orangutan would be able to catch up against them, at the very least, right, they would have the firepower to answer back against Orangutan.
Okay, so interesting stuff here. Orangutan, we've seen Ice be the one to pilot this Wiggly the entire time. Like I said earlier, JJ, not sure if you caught this one, as we have some action here. Xingdi starting to clean up, wants to finish off that dojo, and the Icicle Spear is more than likely gonna finish off that bird, manages to do so. But yeah, my point is that Ikura is the one piloting the Wiggly right now. Not a very easy Pokemon to make work. And Ice, back on his OG Blissey, this was what this player rose to prominence on. Just very, very solid on that support.
That is true, and getting to see double the support here. Well, I mean, Wigglytuff, not really a support here, but more so a defender, I'd say, being a fellow Wigglytuff. Like, so, like, if you're not playing Wigglytuff, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, real talk though. The fact that none of them have the guts to pick rollout is what really grinds my gears. Like, and are you really playing Wigglytuff and think get rollout?
Okay, that's just a little controversial.
I mean, okay, rollout goes so hard. I'm like, you're thinking about stopping it. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
But it's very situational. That's the thing about rollout, though. Instead of like going with Sing, where you can just go in and tank into damage and essentially just put Pokemon to sleep and just let the others just follow through. But speaking of following through, it seems as if Orangutan is going to be able to seal away the Reggie Ice against all guys. But unfortunately enough for them, they are going to be the ones going to get pressured down from the old guys into that of the lower bottom path score goal.
I mean, this isn't too bad, right? Because the more outer tier 1 goal zones you have, the easier it is for Sing to find these openings. Now, it's not too nice feeling to kind of give him these dunks for free, but he's gonna find them anyway. So not too bad. You trade out for that Regieleki and you crack open the tier 1. Xingdi is just on an absolute rampage. Like what we said, you know, putting the graceful style Hollow Air to good use. He's really flexing on him with this one.
Maya would have been able to survive them if that score goal didn't get destroyed at the right time, because that Citrus Berry was still alive.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to commend BKZ again, because stealing that Reggie just makes it so awkward for old guys now. They're not necessarily looking the hottest in terms of the levels. And oh, look at that. Oh, if he winded up the Wicked Blow right in time, the amount of damage coming from him and Z-Ray would have clocked that poor guy out. And it's enough to finish off the Snorlax. This is a very formidable lineup from Orangutan, and Xingdi holding his own up against this duo. Now, here comes the Lapras Express. Want to bring them to the bot side, but is it going to be enough? The Phantom falls straight through. But okay, here comes the crash. And here comes the drive through, but there's the Starlight Recital holding them in place. The song is being sang and everyone's falling asleep right now. The old guys, they just can't respond. They're being put to sleep by this wonderful lullaby, and the downs, they're still coming in. No KOs on the horizon just yet. Orangutan, they're able to back off. Triple Trample forced out, and they finally get that Urshifu. BKZ is the one to take the tumble, but Xingdi, Glacial Stage submitted now, and on to Sync. He needs to finish this dojo off. The last eject button gets out of there, but the Hyper Voice, nicely done from Thorfinn to chase down his counterpart there as the fight rages on.
Man, I'd have to say again, once again, I'm feeling nostalgic. It's been a while since we've last seen Hyper Voice Sylveon. We've always been seeing, you know, Mystical Fire, Mystical Fire, Mystical Fire. And it's a good reason as well. But Fairy Voice is going to be popped up as well, just to be able to try to get away, get Z-Ray in the process. And yes, they will do so as well. Paradox going to be popped up as well. But unfortunately enough, no follow-up damage. But Ice, though, Ice gets jumped in by RPX with Thorfinn at the back to secure the KO.
And once again, we're seeing the prime weakness of Orangutan rear its ugly head time and time again. When we see this team falter, it's during those split-second decision-making moments where they get a little too desperate. They try and make something out of nothing. You saw that situation. That chandelier was gone. Thorfinn already chased him down, but you see Ice trying to commit in, trying to save the buddy. And right now, speaking of save your buddy, Mayhem trying to find people to help him out. They have Thorfinn on the sidelines, screaming away with their Hyper Voice, but Regieleki already secured secured. And now the Lapras Express in, but Starlight Recycle as well, holding them back and stopping the hindrances from coming through. Dolphin needs to back off the Icicles. They're just raining in, and Shingdi starting to do so much damage. The burn is there, and this Hopa needs to reset straight to the portal, but straight into an egg bomb. Ice knocks him out for the count, and the Icicles, they keep going, they keep rolling, they keep winding up and shooting them down. And Shingdi, he's just in absolute firing range here. Now Dojo Sink trying to do something about this, but Dolphin slowed down and taken out.
No,
not much
down.
he can do. And right now, all guys, they're the ones suffering from this Savior Buddy syndrome, streaming in one by one. This is not where you want to be. Now Sink on the back line, trying to get the dunks through as Shingdi manages to make an escape here, but still, huge turnaround fight for Orangutan.
Do you know that if an ice is too cold, you get burned?
True.
That is what Shingdi is doing against all guys right now, just shredding them through with the Ice Scale Spears. A little bit too cold for anyone's taste here, burning them down as well in the process. Well, right now, all guys still has a lot here to catch up against Orangutan, especially that Shingdi is already at level 14.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too...
You don't want that.
It's not too bad, because if you look at Dolphin and Sing, it's not like they're doing bad, right? They're both level 13. But it's just a matter of right now, Lance hasn't really been able to hit the stride that he's used to. I think Ice has done a really good job in terms of, as always, classic Ice, 8-bomb disruption. That's what we know this player for. Now, Ready Steel with the knockup. BKZ needs to be careful. The heal is there, and Phantom Force coming in, trying to play interference. Not good enough just yet, though, and they secure that Ready Steel for themselves. Final stretch time.
That is the Wigglytuff that we're talking about. Not a lot of people, not a lot of teams, not a lot of regions have been playing Wigglytuff quite recently. But Ikura just maneuvering this beautiful blob of a pink Pokemon is just fascinating to watch right now. But look at that, 1v1 right now up top, while the others left down into that other Rayquaza.
They know where Lance is. BKZ jump straight onto him. They know where this Lapras is, but where's the follow-up? Just manages to chase him out, and there's the reset. Oh, that could have been a disaster if the rest of Orangutan actually wrapped around.
That is true, but the question is, though, who's going to take the initiative into the scene fight? Just a little bit of a poking into that Rayquaza. Nothing much, though. Nothing's going to be committed just yet, but Shingdi right now actually gets in! Sync 1!
What? Shingdi just melts him like you said. The ice just way too hot. And just like that, Lapras Express committed. All guys, they're getting desperate to jump in. The power nap, but good night back to base. Not where you want to be when your team's falling all around you. Already finishing off the Lapras. Life is out. And this poor RBX Snorlax needs to run. You have to ring some bound. You can bring your allies back in. But the Icicle Spears, they're raining in. Can they get the steal? Absolutely not. As Orangutan, they pound their chests and they're going for the dunks.
Man, RBX jumped in a little bit too early for them to steal away that Rayquaza, and unfortunately that already costed them the game, as Orangutan is able to take in that Rayquaza, put in some scores here, 653 to 143. I love you too, but unfortunately enough though, as they would have the higher points right now against you guys. All guys right now doesn't have enough of the time here to catch up, nor the points against Orangutan.
Yeah, Orangutan, what a way to do it here in this final fight. And really, it's just on the back of this Wigglytuff, just not a Pokemon that we're seeing many teams pick. And it's just such high execution.